Hey everyone, I am making some numbers. Sounds kind of boring, don't it? Well, I'm, you know, along with the mixed media thing, I'm taking some just normal colored, a black and a brown, obviously, cardstock, and I'm kind of putting some stuff on them, just dry brushing this paint on to give it something, to give it a look, right? Um, and also I had some ledger page. It's not vintage. It's not precious to me, so it's like from, I think, maybe 1960. So part of it had writing on it and part of it didn't. Now some of it has ink on it, or not ink, paint. And so I just finished stamping with my ledger stamps. Just did some stamping. I have in my head, yeah, this is for 1960. So this is good, sturdy paper. I thought that would be something interesting to do this with too. But so as I'm doing them, and what inspired this for today was my beautiful friend. She is getting a new craft, well, a bigger craft room and within their home. So for a while, until they get moved, all she can do is fussy cut. Well, I don't like to fussy cut. I was going to craft with her today and, fussy cut, but I don't like that. So I decided to do this instead. And as I'm doing it, I thought I might as well just go ahead, turn on the camera, and do some. So what I've done is I just put, and I know this part doesn't count as a jelly plate, but I just put down some of the Mars orange, black, ochre, and parchment. And I'm just, tapping it off and dry brushing it on to my paper. And I'm not being particular with if I get a whole bunch in one spot or whatever, because I'm going to end up, not just die cutting, but you could also do punches. You don't need either one. You could just cut shapes to, this is a good way to give them some dimension. And I'm just doing that. And if you get a big blob, don't worry about it, because you're going to be cutting them. And I had two brushes out here where I didn't have to stick that one or my colored into my black, and I wasn't even using it. Anyway, you don't know what you're going to get. That's the fun of it. It's kind of like a masterboard, but not. Okay, so I've got some of those colors. Another way to alter, and I think it was Donna, and she's told me this, I think, before, and when she told me before, I thought I need to do that. Still haven't done that. But she splatter paints a lot, and I love splatter painting. I don't know why I don't do that. And every time I see a comment, not necessarily, I say it like she says, continuously. She doesn't. She just, gives me helpful tidbits, and that was one of them. And I keep thinking I really, really need to do that. And what's going to happen is I'm going to do it one of these days. I'm going to be stuck on it. I'll do it for a long time. Once I do it, I'll remember. Kind of like this dry brushing technique that Darcy's Mixed Media done on her, for one of her jelly plate things. And now I'm stuck on it. So I'm just going to finish off my paint here on this black. And the reason I wanted, distressed black was what started this. And the reason I didn't just take a sanding tool or, scuff up the edges, whatnot, was this black has no white core. This card, there's no white. It's black all the way through. Like, let me show you what I mean. like on this red or whatever color it is, you can see in there is white. So the core of it, if I scuff this, you would see white. I'll do that in just a second. But on this black, you can scuff it all day and you're not gonna see anything but black. I'm just gonna finish up doing this. And I think what I'm gonna do with this little leftover is, I know it's kind of a jarbled mess of colors, but I might just do what Donna said. And I think it was Donna. I know it was. I know it was Donna. I also like to tap. This is that really hard bristled brush that I get from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to spray my jelly plate and go in here now that it's wet. My colors are wet. Wonder and splatter. Ooh. I don't know what color splatters I'm going to get because, well, I need to do that a little wetter because I'm just doing the whole plate. And I don't know that this is going to be a very good splatter brush. Ooh, there we go. I usually use a fan kind of brush. Works best. Sling it too. Yeah, it's not letting go very good. So I'm going to get my fan brush. Here's a fan. Ooh, that's a working now. I think I probably flipped it even on the camera. So this just, you know, as they're cut, you may not even see parts of this, but you might see some others, you know what I mean? Because they're going to be cut, so you don't really know what you're going to get. But, oh, I love that. And I think I'm just flipping it all over the camera. I don't care. It might look a little busy, but I think when we cut them, that's not going to matter because, like I said, I'll probably end up getting a piece that has nothing on it. So, very possible. So, there's that one. How easy is this? Whoops. Take my browns. Do some of that. Maybe I can get some. Ooh, I love this. Goodness. Thank you, Donna. Glad I read your comment before I haven't responded to my comments yet, but I did see some of them. So my sweet friend, I'm tickled to pieces that you're getting a bigger crafting area, and I hope that you're crafting with me this morning, even though I'm lazy and I don't want to fussy cut. We're kind of doing it, kind of similar things together here, I think. I'm going to put a little, I got one more, it needs some splatter. Like I say, I know this isn't going to count for, because there's no jelly. I used a jelly plate, but not really. Ooh, look at that. So I'm going to use some of my prints that I've already done and cut out things as well. Which I don't know that I'm really doing it right because I think you're supposed to create a project. And I'm not really doing that. I'm creating just individual things. So, you know, not like a finished, complete, beautiful piece of print or something to sign. Mine are just pieces. I don't care. I'm still enjoying it. I'm enjoying the process of this jelly plate fun. So I'm going to clean off my plate. I'm going to let these dry. And then I'll come back and we'll see what we got. And I'll cut them I'll do all that off camera. But you'll see what prettiness that little bit of fun done. Fun done. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I've done my die cutting, and I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you that at the end because I'm going to put together some packets that are going to go in my Etsy shop, and I kind of want to timestamp it so that if someone's coming over from the Etsy shop to see what they are, they can go directly to that timestamp and not watch all of this process. But I have been waiting for a bit to get find out from my friend that I mentioned was getting a bigger craft room in her home, to see if it was okay that I mentioned her name. And her name is Shauna. She is a huge inspiration to me, and I won't tell her story. It's hers to tell, but I will say that, you know, and also I met another lady yesterday, I believe it was, through some online sales, that I realized, you know, sometimes with the grands or whatever, you know, maybe just your job or whatever, we get tired and we think, you know, how in the world am I going to do all the things? And, you know, I'm just so tired, and life just stinks. And then you meet people, and I don't have that outlook. I haven't had that outlook for a long time because of, you know, my husband was a beautiful, wonderful man, and I thank God for him all the time still. And all I've done is I've just drawn a line, and I'm just doing some circles. So I said earlier I wasn't going to fussy cut with Shauna because I hate to fussy cut. I was going to die cut, which I did. But I thought, you know, okay, practice what you preach. Because I was going to tell you, you don't need a die cut machine to do what I'm showing. You can just draw things and cut them out. And that's, you know, you can draw your own numbers. You know, a lot of people, shoot, I remember being in school. Did you guys do that when you were in school, and the big thing was drawing the bubble letters or bubble numbers, you know, or letters or whatever, and writing your name or your boyfriend's name or whatever? That was a big deal. So I probably should have made this one a bit bigger so I didn't have to fussy cut so small, but I didn't. So there it is. I'm going to fussy cut that out, and that's just going to be a bit of ephemera there. I think they call it fodder, maybe. I don't know. I call it ephemera. But anyway, I only know how to draw about 2 things, and I'm not good at those, but I'm going to draw them just because I want to craft with my friend today. Anyway, as I was saying, you know, life has dealt her some really big lemons, and she does not let that get her down. And everybody gets lemons. It's not just her. Shoot fire. I mean, everybody gets lemons. Some lemons we bring on ourselves. Some lemons are things we can't help, such as Shauna. I mean, those things were not of her doing. So, I mean, you know, I'm just saying, that's life, I guess, you know. And sometimes God has to bring us people to remind us, you know, shh, be quiet and be happy. You're still on this side. You still get a chance to enjoy your family, your friends, you know, you still get a chance to be mad and have another birthday and feel old and whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not preaching. My friend so inspired me with her message. And would you believe I've lost those busy bee, and that's not what they're called. Someone answered me and told me what they're called, and they're not called busy bee scissors. And I was going to try to call them the right, I found them. Call them the right thing this time, and I didn't do it. And I'm sorry, I forgot it again. But then I'm just going to fussy cut this. And things like this make great ephemera for your pages, or, you know, the die cuts that I'm going to show you, they make great charms, you know, great parts for clusters, or, you know, whatever. Page edges. You could just cut a whole bunch of circles out of this kind of paper and have the most gorgeous page edge when you got done, and all you did was a little bit of little bit of painting, either, you know, with a dry brush or your acrylics or your jelly plate or whatever. But all kinds of mixed media, whether it's the sprays or the ink pads or whatever, they just add so much to your journals, and they're so easy and so quick, and they're so versatile. There's so many things you can do with them. Gosh, I mean, these same jelly print patterns now, this is day 10, I've been using. I think I only actually created, what, maybe one more day of page? I don't remember. But mostly I just created ephemera from those first sheets we did. And I just think that's really cool. But anyway, I wanted to shout out to Shauna, and I'm crafting with you today. Look at me fussy cutting, and just know I hate every second of it, but I am so happy because I know I'm doing this with you, and I would do it all day long with you just because you're an inspiration to me. You truly are. Okay, so don't you think that's kind of cool? I mean, really, and you can put that on any kind of page. I'm going to hold it up to this page just to show how pretty it would look. Just gorgeous. I love that. Just even stuck down in the edge of page, or like a page tab. Let it hang off the edge of the page kind of thing. So much you can do with that. I love it. So I did some die cutting. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fussy cut this one. I might have to cheat, Sean. I've just went on and on about how grateful I am, and then I'm like, I don't want to cut that. What a cheat. I'm a cheat. So anyway, wonder, you know, if I should cut like not so close, because I don't want this to be a flimsy piece. I love all this color, and I'm not trying to be lazy. I'm serious. I didn't draw it big enough, and I don't want to make it where it's just a little flimsy piece. You know, honestly, I should have probably just left it whole and done it like a card. That could have been my focal point, shouldn't I? That's what I should have done. But I was so bent on showing that I could do this, or would do this, for a friend. Now I'm still happy with this, though. I still like how it's turning out. Look. Anyway, I don't even know where I was. I know I started about 10 sentences there, and I don't think I finished one of them. But I was going to tell you, Shauna, I appreciate you. Good luck and prayers with the moving of the rooms. I know that you guys can do it. I'm so excited for you. Hey, a bit of advice. Don't be like me and think you have more room, you can get more things, because you'll end up in the same situation. Enjoy all that wonderful space. Enjoy being able to move around and use the things that you have. I know that, you know, I'm probably telling you something you already know, but just as for myself, when I redid some things and I was all excited because I got these shelves and things was going to be great, and I can't move around in here now. So anyway, do you think that's pretty too? Wouldn't that look cool just on a page in a corner? Just, or, you know, I don't know. I just think things like that are beautiful. Any kind of pops of color, I love that. So if you don't have die cuts, and of course, I'm not going to throw these away because these will make great tabs, or, you know, take your punches and do things with these. So I probably need to... See, the thing is, I cut... This was what I did today. And this one actually is out of a jelly plate. But I might just go ahead and put a little number just for good times on one of these. And I think it's day 10. I sure hope it is, because I don't remember. I'm just going to put a little 10 up here. And I'm going to initial over here. And that's going to be just a cool little piece, don't you think? So I think you're supposed to make the 10 a little more visible, but I'm not really wanting to on this one. I guess I could do a 1, a 0, you know, on the leaves. I just don't really want to do that. So I'm going to do it like that. That might not be what they have in mind, but that's how it's going to work. Because technically, this is from an older piece of jelly print. It looked like this, and it was really pretty. I found it in my bucket. It has some blues in it and just really different colors. See that blue? Doesn't that look pretty? So what this is where I cut it all out. I did 3 different kinds of numbers. And I thought, you know, I'm going to send this with it because that would make great stencils or do the negative on a page. You know, you could cut it out. This little thing, you could put pictures behind it, little, you know, and do like a, I don't know. I just think it's neat. Lots of things you could do with that. So here's what I got. Here are the cuts from it. And these are kind of like little banners. I think they would make, maybe glue them on a different piece of something and make little charms out of them. I just think they're really cool. And you never know what you're going to get. It's kind of like having a masterboard because you just lay your stuff down and you don't know. Well, you could be more precise with it and know which pieces, you know, what your pieces were going to look like. But I'm not like that. And I'm going to put this on something you can see it better. And this is the first time I'm seeing how they came out. I haven't looked at them since I cut them. I just kind of put them in a bag. And I didn't really pay attention to what kind of markings I got. So, oh, look at that 5. Isn't that neat? Love that. I think I should do it like this. I can get all my numbers on there. If I could find my 7. Well, that's a shame. I can promise you, before I put them together in the shop, they will all be in the envelope. And if it turns out I can't find that 7, this one doesn't get to be sold. But can you see all of the color in those? Well, and I've moved them. So this isn't, I'm not doing a very good job of showing you what's in here. But I must have not took them all out of the envelope because there's pieces missing here. Okay, and I know my lighting is really, really bad because these are not showing nearly as cool as what they are, and it's hard to see the colors, but there will be pictures of them on Etsy. I just wanted to show basically what a kit contains. And there are 3 different kinds of numbers, just like this, 1 through 0. So there's 10 numbers of each way. You have the flags, a small version, and a bigger version. And then you have, I'm also including the cutout. I'm going to raise you back up. The cutout from it, because there's lots of good, it's hard to tell, and I'm hoping I get better pictures than what this is showing. But you get the cutout if you want to use it or throw it away or whatever. I just think there's some really good material to play with here. So you get that. You get 3 sets of numbers. I also included, which again, you can throw it away or keep it. I included all of the little punch outs. So like on these banners, you're not getting full pieces because see, they're disconnected except on the one. And so there is really a small number 1 in here. Otherwise, they're just small, really pretty die cut little pieces that you might want to decorate your pages with, or, you know, I don't know. You guys have great imaginations, and I know that there are fun things to do with it. So that will be in a kit. They will come in a really neat envelope like this that has, or, you know, it's kind of has print on it. I'm going to scuff it up, make it a little better. Again, that will be in the Etsy shop. And I'm not sure if I want to fold this to put it in the envelope. I kind of don't think I do. I think I want to leave it, you know, not like it. It may get demolished in shipping. I don't know. I try to pack things really well, but I'm thinking I don't really want to fold this. So I think that I'm going to keep it separate than the envelope. On the outside of the envelope, put all the numbers, and they're just going to be loose. All of these will not be in a baggie. The only baggie is the little cutout pieces, you know. So all of these will be loose in this envelope, and the negatives will be sent, and then also all of these little bits will be in there as well, if I don't drop them all ahead of time. But you can see some of them have really cool markings on them. I don't know if you can see because my lighting is really bad and this is a darker color. So I'm going to just, for now, put these in the envelope. I'll decorate the envelope later. I hope to get pictures of these and get them in my Etsy shop. Probably not, well, I know they will not be in the Etsy shop before this video goes up, but hopefully sometime the same day or the next day, they'll be in my Etsy shop. So that's what they consist of. These, the 3 sets of numbers, the scraps, the envelope, and the negative. That's what will come in the kit. And what colors do I have? I have one that was like the, you know, out of this sparkly paper. Here is the negative to it. I also did the ledger pieces. Isn't that cool? Here is the brown negative. And here is the black that we dry brushed paint onto. I wanted to show you some of them. I think they turned out really neat. I just kind of lumped them all together for now. But again, I will sort them all out. And they'll be nice and neat little packages like I just showed you. But I wanted to show you some of the ledger page. I thought they really turned out neat. Look at this. These were the ones that were not vintage. And I just stamped some numbers on. And see, I'm not going to do it. But I think if you inked around that, oh my gosh, how pretty is that going to look on a page? Things like this. I love it so much. And look at these black ones. They turned out really neat too. Hoping that you can see all of the things. Oh, these brown too. Look at those. Aren't they neat? Can't you just imagine how good they're going to look if you inked a piece of this ledger and put it on a cluster or your page or whatever? I just think it would look so neat. And I think for my thing, I'm going to take, because you're not going to be able to see my picture very good, but I'm going to do the number 10 in some of these letters. Here we go. How about that? You bring it up close to you where you can see how pretty it is. I know this isn't showing the markings very well, but they really are neat. This is one that was splattered too, because I see some of the little splatters on it. So I hope you like this idea. The idea is when you have a lot of papers and you're not sure what to do with it, but you've made really neat backgrounds out of them, you can do this out of anything. Look, like I say, this was ledger. Brown cardstock, black cardstock, whatever you have. Just try it. And another thing that would be fun, let me grab this piece over here after I put these up. I wanted to show you, I was talking earlier that I didn't use a sanding block on the black because it wouldn't ever be anything other than black because it doesn't have a white core. I wanted to show you one that does have a white core. And I mean, you would see the scuff marks on the black, but it just wouldn't be pretty like it was worn. It just looks like you've, you know, it doesn't look nice, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But on the white, on the red that I showed that had the white core, like this one, you could do this, you know, with any of your paper that had the white in the middle and just scuff it up. And then cut your shapes. See, you're going to get some white, some worn. Just looks so neat. I love it. And you know, if you die cut that or you cut out shapes and you've just distressed your paper, I'm going to use this file. This is just a nail file. Look at that. Doesn't that look neat? So just something that simple, you've added texture to your page. And then when you cut it, whether it's a punch or whatever it is, it's going to look wonderful. You know, it's just going to look great. And matter of fact, I love that. I love how that looks worn. And that's kind of what I'm going to do on these envelopes. I'm just going to wear them. Well, now I've got some red. See, but I'm going to wear it just like that. Wear some of it out for you to put the numbers in. Doesn't that look neat? Just something that simple makes it look so vintagey and old, and I love it. But I wanted to show you on this journal page. Let's just cut something out of it. Well, here, we don't even have to cut anything out of it. I'll just tear strip and show you how cool those numbers are going to look inked up. If you like that way of doing it. You may not. You may prefer the way they look. And you don't have to do it with a antique color. You could do it with any color, red, or, you know, let your imagination run wild. I love that old grungy edge. It looks so neat. Just a torn piece of paper with beautiful numbers. I think I'm just, that's my thing. I'm a number person, ain't I? Aren't I? Yeah, I don't know why I'm trying to get better speech now. It's probably not going to happen for me. But I'm thinking, you know, like I'm showing on those numbers to ink it up like that and create a better edge. Well, in my mind, it's a better, more vintagey edge. I think that looks, to me, this looks better. You know what I mean? I just think that looks good when it's inked up like that. And I apologize for my lighting on this video. I know it's been really bad. But that was definitely operator error. Me being the operator. So as I was saying, I think my project for this one was to take some of those pieces. And again, we're just doing something really simple to make really neat things out of them. And, you know, just like this fodder, these pieces that we drew, I just think they look so neat. I hope that this, you know what? And one more thing. You could just cut a whole bunch of circles, or if you had one punch, or you knew how to draw one thing, you could do a whole bunch of them. And just, if you had a bunch of circles or a bunch of these flowers, and run it down the edge of your page. I just think that will look so neat. I really do. Put them on paper clips. You could make them charms, make them smaller. What, you know, however you want to do it. Basically what I'm saying is there's so much to do with your jelly prints, your painted papers. I'm folding this backwards so it will lay flat. Your painted papers, all the things. Even the small pieces like this. It doesn't have to be a big masterpiece to make a big difference in your journals. I hope that you like this, and I hope it gave you a little bit of inspiration. Shauna, I had fun crafting with you. JMH, Kath, I love you for what you done this weekend. That was awesome. And my wonderful friends, Joanne and Dee, good morning to you guys. Have good coffee. And big hugs and love. I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.